Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Oh my god, voice crack. I'm JVA, and this is officially part 3 to the Jeff the Killer series. Here are the 3 lovely people that have asked for part 3. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. I have only a little to say before we start. Thank you for 29 subscribers. That absolutely shook my shit when I seen that. Thank you guys. That is amazing. And almost 14, maybe between 20 likes on the first part of this series. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying this. I'm glad you guys love it as much as I love creepypasta, as much as I'm making my own AU and pursuing my own videos for these goofballs of creepypasta. Though I do want to make a deal, since it is almost Halloween. I'm thinking this book has a smut part, so by the end, well, I want to say before my birthday, because I know it will never happen, 50 subscribers, if I get to 50 subscribers and 20 likes on this video, I will happily make the smut part. If we get there, because we probably won't get that far because we're like within the series and it's probably going to be later in the story. But if before we ever get to that part, which would be later in the story, this video has to get to at least 20 likes, and I have to reach 50 subscribers by then. That's like enough of time to at least try. And if this video doesn't flop as much, I want this video at least to 20 likes, and I have to reach 50 subscribers before we get there, and I will happily read that part. That's the deal. Okay, comment below what you guys are going to be for Halloween, or if you're going trick-or-treating, or if you're staying in the house, and if you are watching a horror movie, tell me which one. I'm gonna try to watch all the Chucky movies, because personally I'm a huge Chucky fan. I have a lot of Chucky figurines on my bed above me that looks down on me like they're judging my very soul, but I have Tiffany and Chucky, and I have a good guy Chucky little pop thing. He's in a pumpkin. It's really cute. And if so, just because I love Chucky, comment on your favorite character. Personally, I love Glenn or Glenda or Babyface. Oh, they've always been my favorite. Their character is amazing. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend, or the starting of your weekend, because technically it's Saturday and I get out of school early Friday. So if you guys want precisely part 4, I don't know, because I already said like 20 likes. Okay, I would, if this video reaches 10 likes before Friday of the starting of the new week next week, then I will get out of school early and I'll record part 4. If not, that kind of sucks on you guys. You're gonna have to wait until another Saturday comes along, because right after that day is Saturday, so you're gonna get to upload that day. But if it gets to 10 likes before that Friday, then I will record that day and have it out that Friday. So yeah, 20 likes for the smut part. That's gonna come around at some point, and 50 subscribers before that point. And my early release is Friday, so 14 likes before then. Well, sorry, 10. Not to confuse everyone. So repeat on that so I don't confuse the shit out of people. For the smut part, at least 50 subscribers and 20 likes for the early video if you guys want it before Friday. Not before, on that Friday. 10. That shouldn't be hard. I'm not asking for a lot. Well, I'm JVA, and this is Jeff Zikila. I'm gonna do that every damn part 3. I hope you guys enjoy this. I have not come out with a scheduled intro for this, so I'm JVA, and enjoy this, my little bookworms. Okay, loads, before we jump into this mind-blowing, plot-twisting, brain-isting story, I just wanted to give some warnings ahead, personally myself. There is warnings of not actions, but mentions of rape. There's mentions of kidnap. There's mentions of, I guess, mentions of like gore and murder. Yeah, those are the mentions I got for you as of far on this chapter. You're gonna love it. It's very mind blowing, twisting, kind of weird. We're reading to 40 this time, so there's gonna be more added on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. A mention of pedophilia ? Because Ben X Jeff, which I'm surprised anyone ships that. Ben's a whole child and Jeff's a grown-ass man. But, yeah, but you'll see what I'm talking about. But, yeah, I hope you guys, enjoy this, brain-twisting, mind-blowing other part. And if you guys maybe want to see a EJ one in the future, get this video too. Well, I already said in the beginning, 10 likes for an extra post this Friday when I get out. 20 likes, I think, to read the smut part of this book, which I read ahead. This book does not have a smut part. I guess it just wanted to, like, have mentions of lemon, because it kind of is lemon with the mentions of rape and shit. But yeah, but if you guys do want me to read the EJ book, at least just to make it up to you guys, get this video to 20 likes, and that Friday I won't upload part 4. Okay, no, deal. I'll upload part 4 and I'll read part 1 of the EJ book. Deal? Okay, deal. Let's move on to this mind-blowing chapter. You guys might like this or you might hate this. Let's get started. Okay, so we left off on Jeff kissing Reader. Or whining. I don't know. Trying to find the chapter. Oh wait, no, we're getting to Sally. Poor Sally, by the way. She was very upset. Okay, guys. Let me find the chapter. I completely lost it. Chapter 25 is where we left off on. Here we go. Jeff was kissing me. But why? He was just yelling about wanting to kill me, acting so angry and full of hatred. Yet he's kissing me. What is he doing? Better yet, what am I doing? I'm not pushing away. I'm not trying to get away from him. Am I even kissing back, or am I just letting it happen till he stops? Although, I couldn't tell what type of kiss it was. Passion, lust, anger, sorrow. It just seems to be so mixed. However, it didn't take me long to realize that the more I stood there letting him kiss me, the more I felt myself begin to kiss back. I felt myself lean into it more, pushing myself closer to him. I couldn't stop. But what does that mean? Do I find Jeff attractive? I mean, he's scary looking, but in a good way, so am I. Think about it. He's had it worse than me. And he's so confident to show his face, and I think that's beautiful. Amazing, even. I'm almost jealous at how he doesn't hide who he is. Whatever the case was, I needed to sort this out myself. What was I gonna do after this? Was Jeff gonna do after this? Will he talk to me again, or will he go back to ignoring me? Suddenly, we're interrupted by a voice, seeming somewhat angry. Slender wants to see you now. Jeff instantly pulls away and steps back. The both of us turn to the broken door to see Candy Pop standing there. I never would have thought it was him. He had no accent and just sounded blunt and rude, almost like EJ. I said, now! He yells, staring at me, as his arms shoot out down the hallway. Hiding the left side of my face, I run past him. I quickly make my way to Slender. Chest proof. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Candy growls, as soon as Whine leaves. Was us far enough away. Groaning, I raised my hand up and rubbed the back of my neck harshly. I don't know, but it's got nothing to do with you, clown. C squints his eyes as he grinds his teeth, stepping closer. He was quite a bit taller than me, similar to EJ, so of course he stood over me. Watch your mouth, Jeff. Your toughness is just an act. What would you know? Always putting on that fake accent that sounds so sweet and innocent. My accent is to fool my targets. Makes them easier to kill. It's an advantage. You, however, have no advantage. Plus, you're growing soft. I saw you barge in here. Last time you came out within seconds with blood on your knife. You can't sleep with a maid? His eyes lock down on me as he glares. right at me angrily. Fuck you, Candy. And as for the maid, I'm not sleeping with her. No, of course not. But her face, right? Speaking of which, her face is more fucked up than yours. He chuckles evilly. Yelling furiously, I yank out my knife, forcing it against his neck as I pin him to the wall. His face plastered with a smirk. Shut up! Candy laughs, to which I adjust my grip on the knife handle and push it a little harder to his flesh. You've gone soft, Jeff. You would have killed me by now, and you know it. He winks, slapping my arm away and pushing me back. Words get around, Jeff. If I were you, I'll stay away from the maid. He chuckles, walking over to the door, before turning to me, his serious face alternating to that sweet expression with a smile returning to his accent. Take some friendly advice, you hear? He chuckles before walking away, his footsteps getting quieter and quieter in the distance. Fuck. Reader's Pro. Sorry guys if you hear 𝒉𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. That's kind of what I'm watching in the moment to keep myself, I don't know. Reader's proof. I finally reached Slender's office after being ordered by Candy Pop to come here. It was so weird how he changed from bubbly and cheerful to this rude and menacing way. Taking a deep breath, I raised my hand, clenching my fingers into a fist, before hanging against the tall wood door, waiting for Slender's order to enter. But there was nothing. Complete silence. Okay. Taking yet another deep breath, I knock on the door again, a little harder and louder, but there was no reply. Was this a setup? I groan, rolling my eyes, spinning on my heels to head back to my room. But as soon as I'm facing the other way, I freeze. I was no longer inside the mansion, but I was in the forest. Outside, a dark part of the forest I haven't seen before. It was eerie and full of fog. I could hear the foxes whirling creepily in the distance. The owls' hootings, they hide in the dark, their piercing bright eyes shining within the trees. Hello? I called, taking a few steps in whatever direction I was facing. I could turn in circles for days, and it would all look the same. I could almost get lost just from standing in one spot. As I continue to try and look around, I suddenly hear the sound of a twig snap behind me, causing me to jump. I spring around to face the source. It was dark. I could barely see a thing. All I saw were two red glowing eyes staring at me. Hello? I stop myself once I see it's Ben step out from the shadows. I breathe a sigh of relief to calm my nerves. Oh, Ben, thank God it's you. I thought it might have been that monster that attacked me and... However, Ben doesn't answer. He just stands there, motionless, staring at me with his blood-red eyes. A sly smirk plastered on his face as a quiet chuckle escapes his lips. Ben, why are you... I wouldn't have to worry about why Ben is here. A voice spoke from behind me, interrupting my question. Turning around, I see Candy Pop standing there, along with EJ and a few others. The monochrome clown, a man with a white mask, and a man with the golden eyes who appeared to have gray skin. I don't know who this could be? Question mark, but let's continue on. He is just here as we need to get you out of here. So he teleported you here. Taking a few steps forward, adjusting to the others to do the same. I don't understand. Why am I out here? I watch as Candy gives a nod to the golden-eyed man. Yeah, puppeteer. To which he stretches out his arms and hands. Long golden-like threads flow from his fingers and begin to form a circle around me. Enough of space to move around, but not to get away. You see, Ben here went on a little mission of our own. Instructed by me, of course. He saw how you killed your parents and overheard every conversation you and Jeff had. You're not normal, are you? You're one of us. He steps, gesturing his arms out to the others, standing around before looking at me and bursting out laughing. His bells jingle as his body shakes with his movements. Slender was thinking of making you a part of the team. One of us, a member of the family. His voice started to grow low and angry as he spoke, his stance becoming hostile. But you'll never be one of us. Oh, puppeteer! As soon as he spoke the man's name, the golden threads suddenly wrap around me, trapping my body like an animal caught in a bare wire. Blood drips from under each thread as it tightly pierced the skin where it wrapped my body, from the shoulders all the way down to my feet, destroying any bandages or brace I had left for support of any of my bones. Candy, Ben, EJ, the monochrome clown, and the other masked men start to surround me. Puppeteer chuckles as he tightens his threads, causing more pain and bleed. The son of a bitch can't feel pain, the masked man spat. Yes, Masky, I think we all established that by now. EJ growls, slapping Masky on the back of the head, causing the monochrome clown to chuckle lowly. I look at each of the 6 men separately, one by one, trying to figure out what they wanted or what they were trying to do. I think it's time to kill this bitch. Got a chance to see what real pain feels like. Candy laughs, pulling out a glass valve from his pocket, gently swishing it back and forth as the liquid swooshes inside. And around. He storms over, grabbing my chin and forcing my mouth open, snapping my head back. Open now! Chapter 27. Candy grabs my jaw, trying to pry my mouth open, as I lock it shut, refusing to open just for him to pour whatever liquid it was into my mouth. I doubt it was anything good, but I wasn't going to take that risk anyway. By keeping my mouth closed, open your mouth! Candy growls as his face frowns, grinding his teeth as he squeezes harder, beginning to pull on my lower jaw, trying to pry it open, but I refuse to let it happen, shaking my head vigorously to loosen his grip. EJ, head, he orders with an aggressive snap. EJ tisses and moves to stand behind me, clasping his head tightly on either side of my head, holding me still so I can no longer shake my head. Puppeteer, tighten your strings. He nods with a giggle, doing as Candy says. I feel the golden shreds tighten around my body before feeling the sensation of liquid down my body. However, the sting they must be cracking the skin, causing me to bleed. Now, I said, open your mouth. He pauses, pulling my jaw down with each word before yanking it open. I desperately try to close it and shake my head, but their grip was extremely tight and strong. I couldn't move an inch. Hold still. He chuckles, pouring the cold and somewhat sour liquid down my throat, causing me to gag on its taste. EJ and Candy went back to watch me, Masky and Puppeteer also watching, the strings remaining on my body. Swallow it. Candy snores, lowly. Half of it had already been swallowed when I gagged, but I still had some in my mouth. I could easily spit it out. Why would I listen to them and swallow it? Then again, they're all murdering maniacs that could easily kill me. I said, swallow it! He yells, storming over to me, yanking my head back harshly by my hair, clamping his hands over my mouth to watch me spit it out, to stop me from spitting it out. I could see the burning fire rage in his big bright eyes as they stare at me with anger and hatred. Sighing deeply, I swallow the liquid. Candy smiles evilly, letting me go and taking a step back with the others. Nothing happened. Nothing felt different or changed. They just stood and watched me. I couldn't see EJ or Masky's expression, especially due to their masks, but I could see LJ and Puppeteer's and Candy's had a wicked smile on his face, like he was pleased with himself. LJ and Puppeteer looked surprised but still evil. That worked a treat. EJ chuckles, nudging Candy with his elbow. Of course it did. It was one of my own creations. Candy smirks, seeming full of himself, showing off his work and what he had done. But I didn't feel any different. Puppeteer, let her go. The glowing-eyed man nods with a smile, releasing me from his grip, to which they retreat into his fingers, disappearing without a trace. Cut lines left all over my body, right to my neck, down to my ankle. You're free to go. Candy smiles, stepping aside and gesturing beside him. What does he mean I'm free to go? What's the point in this? I take a few steps forward, walking past them but keeping my eyes on them at all times, but none of them seem to do anything. They just stare at me, smiling as I walk past. I assume EJ and Masky were smiling, but all of them appeared to be laughing. Once past them, I make a run for it, bolting into the trees, only to hear 5 of them laughing menacingly behind me, fading into the distance. Luckily, it doesn't take me long to find the mansion. I question why I even went back. I could have ran away to be free, but something in me pulled me back, and if I were to leave, I wanted to say goodbye to Jeff first. Running through the halls, I call for Jeff, but receive no answer, so I go to his room, barging through the door and storming in. Jeff, Art! He wasn't there. Sighing, I walk over to his bed, feeling his pillow. It was cold and plump, like he hasn't slept in it. What the fuck? A voice growls behind me. Spinning around, I see Jeff standing at the door in his room, with the knife in his hand. His stance was aggressive and threatening, almost as if he was ready to attack. Jeff, what's the matter? I'm suddenly interrupted as he yells, charging in and swinging his knife at me. Slicing down my arm, I manage to dodge around him, but still a few scratches. Jeff, what are you? Who are you? How the fuck did you get in here? He yells, charging at me once more. I make a run for it, rushing down the halls, ducking into the TV room, slamming the door. Panting heavily, Jeff barges harshly against the door, but I hold it shut with all my might. Eventually, the banging stops. Sighing deeply, I manage to calm myself down. I let go of the door, turn around only to gasp and slam my back against the door in shock. Jeff, Toby, Clockworth, and Sadie all stood there angrily before me, weapons in their hands. Jeff, how did you get in? What's wrong with you guys? I quickly grasp and duck down as Clockworth throws a knife in my direction. It hits the door with a thud, right in the spot where my forehead would have been. I quickly turn around to leave, but the doors were suddenly locked. What? No! Tugging harshly into handles, I suddenly grasp as an arm is wrapped around my neck, yanking me back as heels drag on the floor. The body I was once against twitched violently. I could only guess it was Toby, but my guess was right. When Sadie and CW and Jeff stood in front of me, "How did you find this place?" Sadie asks, almost making it seem like an order. I had to answer. "What are you talking about? It's me. Answer the question," CW yells. Toby tightens his grip around my throat as she shouts, "Guys, it's me, Wynan, the maid. Jeff, please, why are you doing this?" Jeff storms over, grabbing my jaw and yanking my head closer to him, making it hard to breathe, as my throat presses harder on Toby's arm. "Wynan is dead. I found her body in the bathroom." "No, Jeff, that wasn't me. I'm me. It's me, please. You have to trust me. I'm not dead." "You sick fuck." He raises his knife above my head. Chapter 28. I watch in horror as Jeff raises his knife above my head, staring in his deadly eyes as they lock on me, full of rage, anger, aggression, even a hint of sadness or maybe remorse. It was as if he didn't know me. There was only one thing I could do. I had to use my powers on him. Walking deeply into his eyes, I try to force him to drop the knife, but nothing happens. I try to cause him pain or back away into him, but my powers wouldn't work. What was happening? First they don't recognize me, and now my powers don't work? Shifting my eyes around quickly, I catch a glimpse of a mirror hanging on the wall. I could just see myself. I was no longer myself. I looked completely different. Everything about me had changed. Hair color, length, eye color, height, skin tone. I was a completely different person, which would explain why my powers wouldn't work and why they don't recognize me. I couldn't stop tears from steaming down my face, but I suddenly scream as I feel a sharp pain. Shakenly, I look down to see Jeff had plunged his knife right through my chest, tearing my skin as he twists the blade, blood pouring down as he yanked the blade out, blood squirting. The pain was agonizing. I had been numb to pain for so long, hated it. Dropping to the floor, I instantly started wheezing out of breath. Jeff had punctured me and punctured one of my lungs when he stabbed me. "Jeff," I cry weakly as I whine, clenching and pushing to the ground. As I hold on to my wound on my chest, the blood soaked my hand. Toby steps away, causing me to slam down onto my back. Gasping as the pain becomes worse, I lose more blood. Job's proof. Sadie, CW, and Toby all watch as the intruder slowly dies on the floor. Gasping for air as the life drains from her eyes, suddenly the door slams open, well, behind, followed by laughter. Well, 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 it seems our plan worked a treat. I recognize the voice. Turning around, I see Candy pop in, masking puppeteer, all of them seeming pleased with themselves. What are you talking about, Candy? He smiles, but it turns evil and proud as he bounces his head in the intruder's direction. Looks like you killed the maid after all. Him and the others laugh. What the hell are you talking about? The maid is dead in the bathroom. What do you mean, this... EJ? Candy suddenly calls to EJ, which he walks out and stands next to the others, holding a body identical to the intruder's. What? Turning around the body, laying unconscious and surrounded by blood. It was Wai-Nin. Wai-Nin? Rushing over to her, I gently lift her up in my arms, carrying her bridal style as I hold her close. What the fuck have you done, Candy? Me? I'm not the one who stabbed her, Jeff. You did. He laughs, turning and walking away. His bells jingles with his swift motions. The others followed behind him. It seemed that EJ would be no use in helping her, as I needed to get her to Slender and fast. How did Candy even do it? After Wai-Nin left to go see Slender and took a while to return, I went to look for her, and I found her body on the bathroom floor with her throat slit, and the others standing in the room. Definitely was not Wai-Nin. So how did he manage to switch her around? Her appearance? Surely it's not possible. I've never seen Slender do something such as that. Chapter 29. Whew, it's getting... I told you guys it's gonna escalate, but you wait for the plot twists. Whoosh. You're gonna be mind blown. Just proof. I hurried to Slender's office, kicking the door open with my foot, barging in and storming over to his desk, which he sat at. He raised from his chair in frustration at my rudeness for bursting in without knocking like everyone usually would. But I didn't have time for that. What do you think you're doing? Doing my best to hold Wai-Nin with one arm. I used my other to clear Slender's desk, pushing off his papers and other things placed there, clearing some room before carefully laying her down on his desk. Her blood soaked down into the wood. You need the helper. She's dying. A growl mumbles from Slender's figure as he lowers from me to look down at Wai-Nin. His fingers raise over her over her room. Her lung is punctured. She'll be dead within. No, you will fucking help her. I know you can do it, you old fuck. Now help her. I couldn't hold back my anger. He has the power to save her, yet he's choosing not to. Telling me stuff I already knew. I had hit her lung. That's what I was aiming for. How dare you talk to me in such a manner? He snarls, his tentacles wrapping around my arm, squeezing around my chest, causing me to crash as if I'm lifted into the air. You need to learn some respect, boy. Talk to me in such a way again, and I'll be sure to punish you severely, leaving you to die in the woods with the rake. His remaining tentacles were flurrying madly behind him. At a fast rate, I could tell he was angry, more than angry, than anything. He throws me down, my body hitting the ground with a thud, as I impact the wood floors behind me. To beg, but it was my only choice in this case. Scrubbling to my feet, I stand before the desk again, begging Slender to help her, but as I was doing so, I was questioning myself. Why did I care about her so much? Why was I so worried about her? Why did I want her alive? Why can't I let her die? What is it about her? Luckily, Slender asks me the exact question, so I was able to answer him, and myself at the time. I care about her, because that day in class as a kid, she impressed me. I liked her. I've never been impressed by anyone else. I never liked anyone else since that day. She's so special to me. Slender stares at me before sighing and nodding his head, agreeing to help. However, I wasn't allowed to be in the room. He told me I had to leave before he would fix her. So I left and went on a hunt for Candy. I was going to make him pay for what he did to her. Searching around, Candy was nowhere to be found. Neither was Ben, EJ, Masky, and Puppeteer. I found LJ, but he said he hadn't seen them since, and no idea what the liquid was or how Candy got it. I had no hatred or intentions with LJ previously, so I let him be. But I've had my fair share of intense moments with EJ, Masky, Ben, and Puppeteer, especially Candy, as well, so I had no second thoughts of making them pay when I find them. Chapter 30. 𝐿𝑖𝑠 proof. 𝒉𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒏 puppeteer 𝒉𝒂𝒂𝒕𝒆𝒏 puppeteer 𝐾𝐂𝑑𝐓 and all sat in the attic, pleased with ourselves. Well, maybe not me. I wasn't really bothered. I'm happy to participate in this, but at the same time, I would be happy doing literally anything else. Although the others seemed too excited about it, especially Candy. He was too pleased with his work. He couldn't stop boasting about Ben. And the worst to boast in front of it, he could get too irritated and ask more questions, which only allowed Candy to boast more. Do me a favor, Ben, would ya? Go grab me a drink, lad. Candy had returned to his usual playful accent, but I bet the moment he sees Jeff, he'll return to his blunt and straight. Ben nods with a glitching and blurring face before disappearing, teleporting to the kitchen. So, Candy, tell me, what's really in that liquid? Candy swiftly moves his head in my direction. His bells jingle as he does so, squinting his eyes as he smiles, wildly giggling to himself. I can't go telling you now, can I? All-time secret, that is. I sighed deeply. If I had eyes, I would sure be rolling them at this point. At least say how it works in the human body. I'm sure masking puppeteer would like to know too. Hell yeah! Yeah! The pair replies after my statement. I lift my hands, bending my arms at the elbow with my palms, facing up, sort of like a low shrug, but more of a gesture to prove my point to Candy. Well, okay. It works by rotating the chromosomes reflecting the DNA, therefore changing the characteristics. Masky and puppeteer nod, talking between themselves about it. I didn't pay much attention to what they said, but I didn't understand how Candy could get or make this. I've never seen anything like it. Not even from Slender. But how is that possible? Not even Slender knows how this works. Candy doesn't answer. Instead, he leans forward with a sly smirk and squints his eyes looking full of mischief, raising his hand, making a fist before using his index finger to tap his nose. Jeff's proof. It felt like I've been looking for hours. I just can't find any of them. Where could they be hiding? This is ridiculous. I feel like giving up and just waiting for them to wander into my path, rather than trying to wander into theirs. Sighing as I decide to head to the kitchen. All this searching, while full of burning rage, had me thirsty, and quite frankly, I needed to sit down. As I walk towards the kitchen, I hear something or someone rummaging through the fridge. I decided not to bother seeing who it was, as if I doubt it was anyone I was looking for. But as I walked past, I gave a quick glance. I was wrong. It's exactly who I was looking for. It was Ben. He was a part of Candy's little scheme. Storming over to him quickly, as he turns around, I grab his throat and pin him to the fridge, gripping tightly. Where the fuck is Candy? I growl, squeezing his throat, as I use my other hand to bring out my knife, holding it to his gut. You can't kill me, Jeff. He chuckles with an amused grin. No, but I can make you pay for what you did. Now tell me, where's Candy? He shows us a mischievous smile with a laugh, before glitching and disappearing, his laugh fading with an echo. My hand now clenching around. No, Ben, you motherfucker.
Chapter 31. EJ's proof.
I decided to give up for now. I'm questioning Candy. He wasn't giving any more answers, and I started to feel like an idiot. Constantly wasting energy, asking things I'm not going to get the answer to. I sigh deeply. Ben appears as I do too, glitching and blurring like a game screen, with the virus before coming in full, just as if he were a normal human being, like everyone else. He has hands. Everyone's a drink, except me. I tend to drink my own sorts of beverages. By the way, C, Jeff's looking for you. Seems pretty pissed. Ben chuckles, handing to his chair, slouching as he does. Candy sits back in his chair, laughing as he sips his drink. Is he now? Ben, Masky, puppeteer, give us a minute, will ya? EJ and I need a chat. The two of them nod as they do so, leaving the room before one obvious one of the protests, which of course it was none other than Ben. Why do I have to leave? I can be a part of the conversation too. Candy places down his drink, leaning forward, making strong eye contact with Ben. You can't stay, I'm sorry, lad. This is between me and EJ. He gestures, pointing towards me, but never taking his eyes off of Ben. To which Ben begins to pout like a child, looking as if he's about to throw a tantrum.
What can I? I'm as more of a part of this as EJ. I'm the one who teleported her in the first place.
Ben, get out! Candy interrupts him, standing out of his chair, standing powerful over Ben with his height, his voice returning to its blunt ways. Ben grunts and storms out, slamming the attic door. He can hear him mumbling as he walks away, his voice fading in the distance. Candy's head snaps in my direction. His eyes lock on me. His hair swings as he does so, causing his bells to jingle loudly. I stand out of my seat, and our heights level each other. Neither one of us overpower the other. We were equal. Jack, I need you to do me a favor. His smile was emotionless. No expression, just a straight face. Jeff would have taken the maid to Slender by now, seeking his help. She can't survive this. If he heals her, you need to go get her before Jeff doesn't kill her. I hated the maid just as much as Candy did, but she was annoying since the day she got here. I wanted her gone. I had to steal Sadie's old mask just for her to wear it, as if she was too pathetic to show her own damn face. Sadie never wore that thing anyway, not once, but it was still hers. Even though I hated her, Candy seemed to hate her even more for some reason. It was burning deep inside of him, really deep down. So far, I didn't understand. Yeah, I hated her, but I never tried to kill her. Annoying as she is, I'd rather clean my room everywhere else than have me to deal with this work. Why can't you kill her? You want her dead, don't you? Candy huffs. A quick breath of air through his nose as if he's trying to laugh a little. His eyes squint as one of his eyebrows raise for a jump. Just a second before leaning over, the corner of his mouth on the edge side of his eyebrows switches into a smirk before turning into a mischief expression to which only lasts a second. You know, I'm on my last warning for killing people here. Lou, Smile Dog, those previously around Jeff, as well as others, Jason, Dr. Smiley, even Seed Eater. The last name Candy said sent a chill of rage down my spine. I didn't care for many of those others, maybe somewhat for Doctor, as he shared his operating tips. But Seed Eater, he was the one I cared about. When I became who I am today, that day I found Seed Eater, he was alone in the woods, just like me. After I had ran away from everyone, from everywhere, he tried to kill me at first, until he discovered I wasn't human. He spared me, and I spared him. We worked together ever since, inseparable, until Candy appeared to be which only he appeared, eventually destroyed him. Candy had some bad intention in the past, during which she had sent Seed Eater's head in a box. You know not to mention that name. I know, but I did. He smirks. This time, it stays plastered on his face. However, you only have killed one person here, so there are more chances than me. Plus, I don't think it would be very fair if I took another life away from Jeff's personality. I should give him someone else the chance to do it. Don't you think, EJ? I couldn't help but grind my teeth and growl, as if he's trying to boost again, seeming proud of what he was saying. You know, I don't do favors for free, dirty clown. I'm not doing his dirty work for him. Nothing. And if I'm doing this, I want something in return. Do me this. I'll give you a sample of the liquid you want, just as much as you like. He winks, licking his upper lip a little. His sly smile shifts to the left as he looks back to me. So, do we have a deal? I decided to accept his deal. I've despised Candy since the day he killed Seed Eater. Even if it doesn't seem like we're civil with each other, I hid my burning rage and death wish for him. But if I can't get some of that crimson green liquid, I can use it on him to kill him and get the others to help with his death. One thing before I accept. Why do you hate the maid so much? Why are you so obsessed with her? His smile drops to a certain expression. His eyes lock on mine, on my mask, developing deeper into the black sockets. It's not her I'm obsessed with. I was confused. He wants her dead so badly, and she's all he ever talks about. Planning and plotting, yet he's not obsessed with her? If not the maid, then who? Jeff. Why are you so obsessed with Jeff? I asked, tilting my head, as I was now even more confused than before. He sighs, shifting his head to the side before steaming his posture, staring straight at me, not believing once as he talks. Because I love him. Eyelash track proof. I was stunned, completely lost for words. Candy just admitted something he hasn't told anyone. I mean, if you had, I would have found out about it. Wait, Candy, are you saying you're gay? Candy widens his eyes a little before sighing and adjusting his posture, rolling his sleeves, but chuckling nervously. I'm bisexual. I like my women too, you know. Why do you think Sadie hates me so much? His expression was sly and dirty. Sadie has hated Candy from the bottom of her heart, but never told me or anyone why she's hated him so much. Wait, you didn't... Candy smirks, raising an eyebrow. Alright guys, this is where it kind of gets a little bad. As the warning had said, I was going to tell you guys when we got to that point, we were getting to that point, this is going to bring up sexual assault or rape. So if you don't want to hear about this, you can always click off, wait for the next part to come, or maybe I'll leave a timestamp to skip ahead of this chapter if you want me to. I don't want to traumatize you guys. Okay, anyways, back to it. Candy smirks, raising an eyebrow. I was disgusted. Sick bastard? Yeah, Candy and I are as bad as we are, as such, but we're both murderers. But he's worse. He's a scum. Yeah, I kill and eat kidneys, but I would never commit an act of rape. You're a sick fuck, Candy, you know that? I growl, straightening my posture, standing tall to let him know I did not think light of this. I really didn't want to help him now, but I had to think of the outcome. If we pull this, Candy will give me some of that solution, and I can use it on him and kill him. Fine, I'll help you. I'll deal with the maid, but what about Jeff? I'll deal with Jeff. How? How are you gonna do it? Candy doesn't reply. He just grins with a wink before turning around and leaving the attic, leaving me alone. As soon as he shuts the door, I couldn't help but yell in anger, grabbing my chair and throwing it to the wall. Not only did Candy kill Seed Eater, but he also raped Sadie? Fucking bastard. That's Priv. After Ben disappeared on me, I ran through the entire mansion again, looking for him. There was no sign of that bastard. Him or Candy weren't anywhere. None of them. So I headed outside and decided to do some target practicing with my knife, throwing carving targets on trees and aiming for the bullseye. But I eventually grew bored and decided to take a break. Sitting down on a falling tree, which it didn't fall, it was cut. Workers came here cutting down trees at one point. They managed to cut down at least 5 before Slender and a rake had their way with them. I sighed deeply, smoothing the blade of my knife as I hold it tightly in my hands. Jeff, there you are! I hear a voice cry from behind me. I quickly stand and turn around to face the source of the voice. It was Yin. She was healed. I've been looking for you since Slender recovered me, she cried, running to me, as I ran to her, wrapping my arms around her, as she returned to my embrace. You're okay? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. You tried to kill me, Jeff. Her grip of my hoodie tightens as she sobs into my chest. I stroke her hair to try and calm her, letting her know it's okay. I know. I'm sorry. It was Candy Pop. He tricked me. Candy Pop? Candy Pop did this? She leans down, her soft, sweet eyes full of tears and signs of betrayal. She's so weak and variable, so precious that she needs protection. I'm never gonna let it happen again. He's not going anywhere near you. From now on, I protect you, Yin. Nothing, and I mean no one, will ever hurt you when I'm around. She smiles sweetly, her hand raising to hold my face, her fingers tracing my cut smile softly. Jeff, before it happened, you kissed me. I couldn't help but sigh. I've forgotten that I've done that. I was so caught up in looking for Candy, forgotten all about it. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't have done that, but Can you do it again? I was shocked, but also a little happy and surprised. She actually wanted to kiss me again. You want to kiss me? Even with my sliced mouth and face, and She smirks, raising her other hand to hold the other side of my face, both hands now curling my cheeks. That's what I love about you. She winks before pulling my face with her hands, pressing her lips on mine. My heart was racing. She said that's what she loved about me. What does that mean? Does she love me, or does she love my curved smile? I tried to ignore the thoughts and just enjoy the fact that Yin was alive, and I got the chance to kiss her again. Closing my eyes, I raised my hand to her cheek, just by her ear, pulling her closer, but as I do so, I feel her hair brush against my hand, followed by the sound of a small bell jingle. Wondering what it was, I peeked my eyes open, only to see I was no longer kissing Yin. I was kissing Candy. I forced my hand against his chest, pushing him off me, causing the pair of us to stumble back. What the fuck? I growl, wiping my mouth with my hand. I felt so dirty. I just kissed the bastard that made me hurt whining. You sick fuck. I should kill you right now while I had the chance. But Jeffrey, I thought you wanted to protect sweet little old me. He flutters his eyelashes before changing his fake, sweet, innocent expression to the sly grin winking at me. Come on, Jeff. You know we can have some fun. The maid would be dead any minute and it'd just be me and— You asshole! I shout harshly, almost burning my throat, as I charge at him with my knife, pinning him to the floor. Also, I'm sorry you guys are hearing like little noises in the back. My sister is on her tablet and it's the only thing keeping her quiet. I'm not gonna do this at night because I have school and I know this is gonna take me a while to finish, so you're just gonna have to bear with the noise. Okay. Chapter 33. The Just Proof. Pinning Candy down to the floor, I instantly strike my fist at his face, punching hard, blood dribbling down his nose, but only seemed to make him laugh. Come on, Jeff, just admit it. You don't need her. We're destined to be together. He tries to rise himself up, but I latch my hands down around his throat, slamming him back down. There is no we, you sick fuck. The only thing you're destined for is death. I yell angrily as I raise my knife and plunge it down, but suddenly stop as it touches the flesh of his neck. Not going any further to push the skin, I look at my hand to see he was holding my wrist, pushing me against to stop me. Nut, driving the knife into his throat. Naughty, naughty. He winks before pushing me against with force, causing me to fall back, to which he takes the opportunity to pin me, instead of grabbing my knife and holding it to my neck. It's such a sad thing, Jeff. The situation we're in. It would have been all avoided if you just accepted my love. But instead, you're gonna have to die. He laughs hysterically as he raises the knife high above his head, readying to drive it through my heart, but instead he laughs. He suddenly stops. His body jolts forward a little. His eyes slam open as his face turns pale. The knife falls from his hands to lay on the grass beside me. I watch as he wheezes out and coughs blood squirting out of his mouth. Looking down to his chest, I see the tip of a blade peeking out until it's yanked out, gurgling and choking on his own blood. He falls down beside me, lying on his stomach. I stand on my feet, looking down to see he had a gash in his back, pouring down from his back. I was looking beside me. I see EJ stood there holding a bloody knife in one hand, and the other one he used to protect someone who stood there weakly beside him. Whining? I call excitedly, so glad to see she was okay. The real her. I rush to her but freeze when I see the fear on her face, her body flinching away when I reach my arms out. Whining, what's wrong? I asked, tilting my head so I could try to see her face better, as she desperately tries to hide herself and look away. Whining, I'm sorry for what I've done. I didn't know it was you. I saw your dead body in the bathroom. I was tricked. We all were. She slowly turns her head towards me, her scars and blind eye on show. I can't remember what happened to her mask. It was left in the bathroom when I kissed her, or when Slender kept it. Whatever happened to it, I'm glad she's no longer wearing it. I could see her beautiful face and expression. I never meant to hurt you, Whining, and I just thought I would never see you again. I promise you. She smiles sweetly, letting go of EJ, and stumbles over to me, lunging her arms around me to hold me close. And I, of course, return the embrace. She's a little weak. She might need some rest, EJ whispers, before walking to Candy's body, grabbing his hair and yanking his head back, using the knife as a saw to slowly cut off Candy's head, slowly lifting Whining in my arms. I make my way back to my room, as if she needs to be resting. She shouldn't be alone in her own empty room. She should be somewhere warm and free of dust or dirt. Well, maybe not that free of dust, but it was better than where her room was. You just prove. I was so fucking happy to be the one who killed Candy. It filled my dead cold heart with warmth. The blade I was using was blunt and dull, making it hard to cut through his head, swishing variously through his neck. Once there was a small amount of flesh left, I yank off the head harshly, causing me to stumble back, dropping the head. Rummaging my blade, I sigh and look at the body. Candy's outfit had changed. No. Grabbing the head, I drop by the hair. I turn around to see. I can see the face. Fuck. I throw down the head and run as fast as I can to Jeff's room. This was not over. We didn't kill Candy. We killed Ben. It was another trick. Just proof.
By the time I had reached my room, Lionel was sleeping in my arms. She must have been so tired and worn out. I felt sorry for her. Gosh, what's happened to me? I am going soft. I gently lay her down in my bed, pulling the blanket over her body to keep her warm, sitting down on the bed beside her, smoothing her hair, and gently stroking her skin, feeling her scars around her eyes. They were so rough and sharp, yet it also was like a sponge. It was like I could pull away, but it wouldn't be any existence. But I didn't want to cause Swiden pain. It's just so weird. Scrabs you pill, not scars. I didn't get it, but they're really... Yo, Jeff! A voice calls from behind me. Standing to my feet, I yank out my knife and thrash it at the voice source, only to see Ben surrendering with his arms in the air. Whoa, what the fuck, man? You bastard? You're a part of all this. You're just as bad as... I know what you're gonna say. I'm sorry, okay? I'm on your side. I just came to see how she is. I scoffed, putting my knife away, sitting back down. To Ben. She's doing fine. She's alive, at least. Ben sighs deeply, walking over to me, patting my shoulder, to which I pull away, nudging his hand off me. Jeff, you should rush too. You are no good to watch mine in. If she wakes up all energetic and you're a sleepy mess, I won't be able to sleep. Oh, take these. They'll help you. Slender gave them to me, to which Toby, as if he's having issues, but you need them more. He winks, holding out his hand, to which 4 tiny blue pills lay. I look at him square in the eye, looking for a fault, but I couldn't place any trickery or wrongdoing. Taking a deep breath, I nod and grab 2 pills and swallow them. But as soon as I was reaching for the final 2, EJ burst in, holding blades in his hand, appearing so angry. I go to stand, but everything suddenly becomes blurry and dizzy. My body, head, and eyes feel heavy. It wasn't long before my body quarreled with the floor. I could hear EJ calling out to me, which it was muffled, similar to a familiar echo. Chapter 35. EJ's proof. I reject proof. What the fuck have you done, Candy? I yell angrily as I watch Jeff fall to the floor, limp and unconscious. Candy chuckles. His figure out of bed, ready to glow and change color until he resembles himself once more. What are you trying to accomplish? I growled, standing my ground, as I tightened my grip on my knife that I held in my hands. So, you realize it was me. The body I decapitated outside was Ben. This farm was meant to last longer, I guess. I didn't give a high enough close. I couldn't understand why Candy was doing this. He said he loved Jeff, so I do things to hurt him and those he cared about. Why are you doing this, Candy? Ben was your friend, your most loyal one at that. Candy scoffs and laughs, stepping over to Jeff's body, smoothly making his way over to me. I just want Jeff to myself. My plan was to kill off those close to him, causing him to fall unconscious and kidnap him and take him far away, where we'll live happily ever after together. Oh, so much love and passion. Just imagine the sex. Oh. I couldn't help but grind my teeth at the disgusting story he portrayed. Perverted face lights up with the thought of his plan. Jeff would try and kill you at every chance he got. Candy laughs, waving his hand to dismiss the idea. Of course he would, but that's just what sedatives are for. The sick fuck. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I wanted to kill him right there. And then, but there was one more thing I was confused about. How do you do it? How do you make Ben trust Jeff? Well, how did you get Jeff to trust Ben to take the pills? Candy sighs, rolling his eyes as he skips over to Jeff's body, crouching down to stroke his hair. His bells jingle as he does so. You know nothing about Jeff, do you? Unlike me, I know everything about him. That's what makes my love so real. Ever since I was a little boy, I used to be so fond of Jeff, but one day some stupid kid in class made the teacher's head explode. Jeff became intensely interested in her, and wouldn't pay me any attention. He was too fixed on that cunt, who happens to be in the bed. He snarls, pointing to Winan. I had no idea the girl Jeff used to talk about from his childhood was Winan, but after a while, I found Jeff again. When Slender brought me here, I wanted to pounce on him, but the moment I saw that he had other interests, Ben, for example. What are you talking about, Candy? Candy sighs, standing to his feet, folding his arms up, glaring at my mass. You think Winan is Jeff's first love? Well, she's not. Just because she was on mine doesn't mean he had no relations with others. Jeff and Ben were in a sexual relationship for 5 months. until this bitch showed up. Why do you think Ben wanted to help me kill her so bad? I was shocked. I was here, but I had no idea Ben and Jeff were together. They showed no signs of love towards each other. Other than Jeff, who seemed like he always wanted to kill Ben for being annoying. That's why Jeff trusted Ben to take the pills. I mumble as I look down at Jeff. So what's your plan now, Candy? Candy claps his hands together loudly, jumping on the spot, skipping over to me, wrapping his arms around my shoulder with a giggle. I'm glad you asked. First I'm going to kill the slut on the bed over there, then I'm going to kill you. Oh, it's going to be so fun, Jack. I want to stick blades into those wet, beautiful, empty sockets of yours. Rip out that sharp tongue and smash those fangs with the hammer. He laughs hysterically, grabbing his throat. I force him against a wall, but he just laughs, clenching his hands around my waist. Can I try your kidneys, Jackal? Come on, please. I want to see your kidneys will taste and even juicier than normal. Kidneys being such as your own diet, Constance. I snarl, using one of my hands to remove my mask, throwing it to the floor. Candy's eyes widen in excitement as he stares into my cold sockets. My other hand slides across his neck until my fingers clench his chinchilla, digging my nails in. It's never just kidneys, I snarl before ripping out his throat. He growls, clenching the hole in his neck, as he falls to the floor, dying within seconds. I would have eaten his trencher, but coming from his body, it was bad meat. I toss it down, watching as the life drains from his eyes. I swear to fucking God, if you're not the real Candy. Lucky for me and everyone else, it was. I watched as his body for 2 minutes and half an hour. Its form never changed. Candy was finally dead. However, Jeff was still asleep, unconscious, and YN was still asleep. Lifting Jeff's body from the floor, I lay him down on the bed next to YN. The more he thinks this was all a dream, the better. Grabbing Candy's ankles, I drag his body outside to where Ben decapitated body laid before covering them in gasoline and striking a match. I watched the flickering flame within seconds before throwing it down, staring at the fire to their bodies which burn away the filth. Chapter 36? Finally, you approve. A tear falls down my cheek as I lay still in the bed. I've woken up the moment EJ burst into the room so loudly. I heard about Candy's love for Jeff, but I also heard about Jeff's previous relationship with Ben. I don't blame Ben for hating me so much. If Jeff really did end it at the moment he saw me, it's my fault. I didn't want EJ to know I was still awake, so I lay there still and closed my eyes. Whenever he was close, I felt him lay Jeff next to me. I felt so uncomfortable laying next to him, knowing that I had happened between him and Ben. But by the seconds of it, Ben is now dead too. I didn't know what to do. I felt like I should have ran away without him and just start over. But at the same time, I really do like Jeff. I didn't want to leave him, but having listened to what just happened, Candy easily accepted the death and didn't put up no fight. But why is there a plan B? If things go wrong, he's given up so quickly after he seemed so excited to kill EJ. Listening to EJ drag Candy out of the room, I turn to face Jeff. He looked so defeated yet peaceful. I reached my arm over to him, close, but the moment I saw my hand touch his chest, I instantly moved away. It just feels weird now. After hearing about him and Ben, I have nothing against gay relationships, but I would have never wanted to hear it from Jeff. Or it would have been better to hear it from him, not from someone else. Sighing deeply, I slowly and quietly stand from the bed, being sure not to wake Jeff. But the moment I reach the door, everything turns black as a rough metal bag is placed over my head. Being pulled tight, I try my best to fight or scream, but I'm suddenly struck in the back of my head, knocking me unconscious. As I start to come back to reality, I was still in darkness. I try to move, but I've been tied to a chair. At first I didn't react, but then I snapped to the seriousness of the situation. I was, in fact, tied up, and it reminded me of the hospital. I tried to scream for help, but I caused an instant pain in my lips. Suddenly, parting them and poking them out, my tongue, I started to feel a thread leading from my tongue to my lips, connecting to my bottom of my mouth, had been sewn. Suddenly, the bag is yanked off, to which who my captor was. Surprise! His eyes slam open as I tug at the restraints, tears pouring down my eyes. This can't be happening. How is it happening? It's Candy. Chapter 37. You must be wondering how I'm still alive, Are you, YN? Hello? Candy's face appeared serious, as if to be annoyed I wasn't answering him. But he couldn't remain serious for too long before bursting out laughing. "You can't answer me with your mouth sewn, can you, bitch?" He bows, clenching his stomach as he laughs hard, almost falling over with hysteria. Taking a few calming breaths, he wipes a fake tear from his eye, grinning at me with a wink. "You should be thankful I'm saving you from a life full of regret for falling for Jeff. You know, he can never truly love you." I try my best to speak and rehabilitate back, but the threads were too tight, and I could barely part my lips to say a word. All I could do was glare at him with disgust. I would have used my power on him, but he's so hyperactive he can't keep still. But as long enough for me to try. "Oh yeah, you're probably wondering why I'm still alive, even though EJ just killed me. Well, you see, when my mother gave birth to me and my siblings, it wasn't just a few kids. She had an all-time litter. There are dozens of us identical. You know, some say identical twins are completely different-minded, but we're not. We feel the same hatred towards you and love towards Jeff. But if one of us die in the situation, we'll allow it in order to let the others live. EJ killed Ben, only for one of us. How many more of us do you think there is?" I was shocked. Either Candy is seriously fucked up and was made in a lab and was cloned, but a made-up story, or his mother is a fucking monster herself. 2, 3, maybe 8 or 9, he suggested. His eyebrows raise, only to lean down to laugh in my face. As he grips the back of my hair, his tall figure casting a dark shadow over me. "There are 6 of us." My eyes slam open as a sinister grin locks on me. 16? There's no way that can be happening. 16 candies? I need it to warn EJ and everyone else. Maybe if I escape until Slender, he'll end all of Candy clones. Now why would I do that? A deep and dark demonic voice echoes throughout the room, only for Slender to appear moments after. Candy instantly bursts out laughing once again. "You were thinking of getting Slender to kill us. Ha! Slender's on my side, bitch." I could not believe what I was hearing. So much I had to panic majorly. How could Slender betray everyone like that? Was it a part of Candy's scheme? Whining, I shake my head vigorously, mumbling behind the stretches. Rocking back and forth in the chair, tears streamed down my face in betrayal. "Slender, do me a favor. Go get Jeff." I instantly screamed, trying to beg them not to do whatever they were doing. Slender disappears and soon arrives back with Jeff in his tentacles, dropping him to the floor, to which he grunts angrily. Once Jeff sees me, he tries to run at me, but Slender tentacles wrap around him, holding him back. "What have you done to her?" Jeff yells desperately, trying to get free. But as soon as he stops after hearing Candy's mischief chuckle, he was clearly up to something. "It's not what I've done, Jeff. It's what you've done." Candy's hands Jeff a knife and throws him at my feet. Sorry guys, my sister is asleep, so you don't have to hear the annoying noise anymore. You're very much welcome. I apologize. Candy hands Jeff a knife and throws him at my feet. He strains up to stand up against, looking down at me with horror and sorrow. "I'm not gonna hurt her." "Oh, Jeff, you don't have a choice." Chapter 38. "I'm not gonna hurt her," Jeff growls as he throws a knife to the floor, turning to face Candy. "You don't have a choice, Jeff. You didn't have a choice." Suddenly, the knife reappears in Jeff's hand, which he swings around, yelling at the top of his lungs, slicing the blade across my throat. I gasp vigorously. The blood squirts out from my neck, beginning to gag and choke due to having my lips sewn shut. I cannot spit out. Any rising blood from my body starts to feel limp, while my vision fades to blackness. "Jeff!" A voice followed by a loud thud of a door slamming open, causing me to awake. I quickly sit up to see EJ standing on the bed door, Jeff unconscious to the floor, and Ben standing over him with an evil smirk. What's happening? What just happened? Was it all a dream? I'm sure it was real. I was confused. Why was Ben here? But suddenly he begins to glow and change, eventually turning into Candy, to which he pounces on EJ. I wanted to help, but I was so lost in my own mind trying to figure out what the hell just happened. So there's more than one Candy. Did Ben and Jeff have a sexual relationship? Did I die? Am I reviving? I'm suddenly brought back to life through reality. What is going on? I look around to see Jeff holding my leg, looking up at me with weak eyes before dropping back down unconscious. I have never been more angry at Candy for making Jeff like this. I run to Candy, screaming as I go, jumping into his back, clenching my arms tightly around his throat. crossing over and lifting my head towards his face, shoving my thumbs deep within his eye sockets. He yells in anger, desperately trying to throw me off, but I hold on tight as possible, lowering my head and biting his ear, yanking back and ripping off a chunk. He whirs, grabbing and throwing me over his head against a wall. I hit with a thud and slide down, gasping on impact. He stamps over me, full of rage, eyes red, sore, and watery, holding his ear as blood soaks from his hand. But as he reaches, EJ grabs him from behind, holding a knife to his throat before pulling him back. "Any last words, you bastard?" he growls deeply, yanking Candy's head back. But Candy only grins with a chuckle, moving his blood-covered hand to his mouth, licking his hand with one long stroke. "Jeff will be mine in hell." He laughs mischievously. I'm sorry, guys. EJ yells out, about to slit Candy's throat. "EJ, wait!" He suddenly stops, tilting his head. Even Candy gives me a confused look. "This fucker is mine." I squint my eyes with an evil and sly smile. EJ removed his grip from Candy's neck, but his arms behind his back, holding him there. I stare deep into Candy's, developing deeper and deeper until I reach the sick and dirty, pathetic, and perverted mind of him. There was something I'd always wanted to try. If the stomach acid escapes your stomach, can it melt away your internal organs, killing you from the inside out? I focus deeply, increasing his stomach acid prevention. Before forcing his stomach to explode, the acid flushes down into his intensa, and his orchestra as a thud turns the heat inside, head making the blood around his brain boil. His entire body would be feeling anxious pain. His screams and yells of agony fill my heart with joy, as excitement as I watch the blood pour from his nose and ears, dribbling out of mouth before he dribbles to the floor. A pool of blood surrounds his body. EJ huffs a chuckle, giving me a nod. Yeah, remind me to never piss you off. Also, guys, if you're confused, this was when EJ came back to kill Candy. This is not a continuation. This was all a dream. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And we're on 39. Chapter 39. EJ, while I was sleeping, I had a dream about you killing Candy, but he wasn't really dead. There were 17 Candies, and he made Jeff kill me, and he told me that Jeff and Ben were in a sexual relationship. Even Slender was working with Candy. Did all that happen? I asked Jack as we dragged Candy's body outside to burn him, along with Ben's body that EJ decapitated. I was still confused on what happened, but it was a dream. It was all an alternate universe where I died, giving another chance in a different world to survive. What really happened? First of all, calm the hell down. None of that happened. You helped me kill Candy, that's what happened. None of that other stuff you're talking about, and trust me, Ben has flirted with Jeff before, and it did not end well, so I doubt they were in a sexual relationship. Before you turn up, also, Slender never takes side. I couldn't help, let out a breath of sigh of relief. It meant now that I could be with Jeff and not feel guilty. I mean, if Ben is dead, so it wouldn't matter anyway. I still would have fell off about the whole thing, but now, luckily, I have to feel that way. We arrived to where Ben's body was. I couldn't help but feel sorry for him. Poor Ben, I mumbled, as I placed his head over his back, helping EJ once more to help to move Candy's body over EJ's. I didn't feel sorry for him. He tried to kill you too. I suddenly drop Candy's ankle and shoot an angry glare towards Jack. He turns his head in my direction, tilting it a bit. "What?" he says as he continues to hold Candy's leg while staring at me through his dark blue mask. "You tried to kill me too!" I yell, crossing my arms and grinding my teeth harshly. The little shit thought he can get on my good side for helping me, but at the end of the day, he still worked with Candy in the beginning. However, he doesn't answer. He just shrugs and starts to drag Candy's body once more. "Oi, don't ignore me. You may have helped me, but you're still not on my good side yet." Jack suddenly drops Candy's leg and storms over to me, standing dangerously close. His height towers over mine. "Listen here, Missy. I worked with Candy to gain his trust so I could betray him for killing those around me. Around all of us. Secondly, I didn't kill him to help you. You're selfish and irritating. I'd rather let Candy happily kill you if it wasn't for Jeff liking you. I only killed Candy for my benefit." I was furious. How could he say such a thing right to my face? But I had to remember that he's a cold-hearted killer who only cares for nobody but himself. Only for your benefit? Who's a selfish one now? I growled before running off, making my way back to the mansion, listening to the distant sounds of crackling flames as Jack sets the bodies on fire. I wanted to go check on Jeff. He was still unconscious when me and AJ left. I had to drag Candy outside. I walked quietly into the room and sat on the floor beside Jeff's bed. EJ wasn't going to leave him on the floor, but I wouldn't allow it, so he helped me lay him down. I'm sorry, Jeff. This is all my fault. Pin would still be alive if it wasn't for me. I reached out to the bed, taking his hand in mine and squeezing it, rubbing his skin with my thumb, smoothly watching him as he just lays there. Wayne, my office, now. A voice suddenly speaks from behind me. I quickly turn my head briefly to see Slender before he disappears without a trace. Oh, fuck. 41. I slowly stand to my feet, watching Jeff the entire time. I do so, hoping that the slower I take to stand, the higher the chance he'll wake up and help me. But he doesn't wake up. He remains unconscious on the bed, or at least asleep by this point. Sighing deeply, I bend down and lean over, kissing his forehead softly, before quickly leaving the room and heading down to Slender's office. I already knew he was going to talk to me about the deaths, and I was to blame, but I was scared of what he was going to do. Force me to leave, kill me, make me stand trial if I'm guilty, and prevent me from leaving? Or having a choice. Maybe keep me prisoner or forbid me to see Jeff. Out of all those, I'm not sure to which was worse. Once I reached Slender's office, I didn't knock right away. I needed a few seconds to calm myself down and prepare for what was behind the door. Taking a deep breath, I raised my hand, making a fist to knock on the door. Just before I do, Slender ordered me to enter. I've never gotten a chance to knock. It's like he knew I was there. Everything's gonna be okay, I keep trying to tell myself, as I open his office doors, stepping inside. But once what was waiting for me, my heart increased dramatically, almost insanely. It was the Rake, the monster that attacked me all the time ago. Not long after I came here as a maid, he had a metal collar around his neck, to which a long chain attached to him, restraining him as the others ended the chain attracted to a buckle in the wooden floor. I slowly make my way over to Slender's desk, watching the Rake the entire time. After each step I took, he too watched me, insanely growling lowly as I grew closer, stepping once I reached the desk. Since you came to live here, members living in this mansion have died. Others could have been harmed too. Slender begins talking straight away, cutting right to the point, not even a warm-up, just a dive-in. So, I have to make a choice on what to do with you. Allowing you to stay could be a potential hazard towards the others, and Look, Slender, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to. How dare you interrupt me? He yells angrily, standing out of his chair, his tentacles flaring quickly behind him, the Rake becoming more and more restless beside him, snarling and drooling at the mouth. I couldn't help but gulp as Slender's tall figure leans over his desk, his featureless face only inches away from mine. My body became shaky as I began to panic. I realized I wouldn't be able to manipulate or kill Slender as he has no eyes for me to lock onto. So, I have two options. One, I let the Rake kill you right here. Even no evidence you were even here. You can't do that. Jeff wouldn't forget about me. He remembered I was here. I'm getting sick and tired of you interrupting me. He roars as a tentacle wraps around me tightly, lifting me into the air, squeezing tighter and tighter. So much I couldn't speak a word and could barely breathe. The second option is to force you to leave and never return, by which you will have no contact with anyone remaining here, including Jeff. If you try to return, the Rake will kill you, no hesitation. Slender lowers over me to the ground, unwrapping his tentacles, but the moment he does, I instantly gasp for air harshly, drawing in as much oxygen as I possibly could. Make your choice. This was not fair. I wanted to stay and be with Jeff, but that means the Rake would kill me, but if I leave, I never get to see Jeff again. Please, Slender, I love Jeff. Don't make this harder for me, please. I begged like a child. I even attempted to get on my knees to beg, but I didn't want to milk it. For however suddenly I needed to run, it felt better if I were already on my feet. Make your choice. Taking a deep breath, I closed my eyes and think about my options. Maybe it would be better if I left and never returned. No one would die, and it means Jeff can move on with his life, continuing being a murderer, and if that's what he truly wants. But I stay here and be killed. I'll be taken away from him forever. At least if I leave and live, we may find each other again. Splender's proof. Name sighs deeply, opening her eyes. Sorry, I forgot. We're going by Winan, not name. Opens her eyes and looks at me. As I stand tall, looking down at her. Small, invariable, pathetic, and weak figure. If I leave and never speak to Jeff again, I'll live, right? Yes. She nods as tears begin to fall down her cheeks. Worthless human emotion never gets you anywhere, but in trouble. Fine. I'll leave. She cries, turning and leaving my office, the door closing behind her. I turn my head in Mike's direction, shattering the chains to set him free. The moment she steps foot into the forest, kill her. Hi, thank you guys for watching. This was the most mind-blowing chapter I've ever read. It's okay. We're not to the end of the series yet. It's okay. I'm just gonna do this new thing where I make the intro at the end with a picture. So yeah, here's this cool picture of Jeff with the Holy Spirit, and it's Smaudo. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this mind-blowing, plot-twisting story. My brain was blown while reading. Reason I didn't get this out yesterday was because it was late and I recorded it originally. It was like 12 in the morning and I was not about to waste my sleep schedule for part 4, but it's going to be out today anyways. So yeah, you get a video on a Sunday. You're very welcome. Maybe it'll be the last time I do it. I don't know. Remember, if you guys want part 4 early on a Friday, then give this video to 20 likes. Until then, I'll see ya. But tell me how you felt about this, and if you maybe just tell me how you feel. Genuine reaction. What's gonna happen to YNN? Slender wants her dead. Wow, I thought they said Slender don't pick size. What happened to that? But whatever. I guess it kind of is. She kind of did get Ben killed. Everyone put Rip Ben in the comments. Rip Ben. Rip Ben. Fuck Kenny Pop. He was an absolute bitch in this chapter. But if you guys want to see what happens next and if YN ends up dying or if she ends up with Jeff, tell me what you think. So far, we're on 40. That was chapter 40. There is officially 60 pages, so next video will be the ending of this, which is funny because each of my series end off on part 4. Might need to slow it down a bit. I don't know. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm JVA. What's going to happen to you next chapter? Who knows? Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. See ya.